I walk into a room, everybody says, that's Rick Pitino's son. And they immediately have an opinion of me. And I know that, I understand it, but that's what motivates me. Our coaching styles are really a lot different. I don't think people quite understand it. Offensively, there's not a lot of similarities. I think that what comes down to is, I've worked for him, but I've also worked for Billy Donovan.
Richard and I text each other probably 20, 25 times a day. If something, what do you think, Dad, about this? I'll say, Richard, what do you think about this?
Timeout, Minnesota. It's a 30-second timeout.
At 8:05, you called a timeout. Did your assistant coaches tell you that a timeout was coming?
The wheels are falling off, and I gotta call a timeout or else this thing's gonna get out of control. Well, sure enough, the first thing he tells me is, why do you keep calling timeouts right before the media timeout?
I said, I'm not second guessing it. I would have called the same timeout. I was second guessing it. But he was calling it because he had to break momentum. And by the way, Dad, just so you understand, I had 3 timeouts to use at the end of the game, and I used every one of them. Unfortunately, when you watch your son coach, you'll die with each possession. See, I'm not in control when I'm watching my son. One of the presents I gave him when he became the head coach was I went out and bought him 3 new suits, and they were very expensive suits.
Richard Pitino shed his sport coat. That's probably what got him a technical.
Coach Pitino, he's just like his dad.
I told him when he started throwing those jackets in, I hope you got those from Joseph A. Banks, and you got a 3-for-1 deal the way you're taking care of your clothes, getting around with him.
If I take my coat off, he'll yell at me, don't take your coat off. You can't do that. And I could probably pull up 200 games in which he's done that. When I was in high school, my dad goes to Boston, and I saw all the bad of the NBA. He just didn't enjoy it at all. Didn't enjoy going to practice, didn't enjoy coaching. It was really difficult on him. I saw that.
Richard will never coach in the NBA, doesn't like the NBA, doesn't watch the NBA. Richard has no NBA aspirations whatsoever.
I can 100% say that he's right about that. I love coaching college basketball. I love the environment on a day-to-day basis.
Take everything that you like about what I do, and then make sure you get rid of the things that you don't like. And he's done that. He's going to be a much better coach than I am. Much better.
Teammates at Indiana back and forth. Ferrell to Sheehy for the 3.
The World Games was almost like an all-star team put together. So you had so many different pieces that you kind of wanted to grab and just hold someone that you knew. Yogi and I kind of did that.
Sheehy to Ferrell. The Hoosiers go the other way with the assist.
While we were out there, I felt like we played well off of each other. Me and Will learned a lot. We got to play against some of the top guys in college basketball. It was a lot of fun being able to represent for our country.
I personally enjoyed it. I could pretty much say Yogi did as well. We were roommates for just a little over a month.
Being around Will, I feel like we're better friends even to this day. We have a lot more respect for each other. Last season, he may not have had the greatest respect, me as a little freshman coming in, trying to do things.
It's just living together. You'd be surprised how much more we know about each other. We bonded so much through that, and I think it's really helped translate onto the court this year.
Vonleh blocks Kaminsky. Transition. He's going to pull up. Yogi Ferrell cannot hit an outside shot.
Well, the Wisconsin game was pretty much a microcosm of our season. There were some ups and downs in it.
Man, Tom Crean was furious.
I don't blame him. Hey, nothing motivates like the bench.
He took me out at that certain time, and that's because, I was taking shots out of the flow of the game. So he kind of just sat me down and, told me just let the game come to me, really. Kind of pick my spots.
Yogi Ferrell back in now. Ferrell with a hoist and one.
Sometimes players are having that night. They get taken out of the game, you put them back in, and they're still having that same kind of game, and they can't get out of it until they get to the next practice or the next game, and he has the ability to make those changes right away.
Over Kaminsky. Ferrell!
Right there showed you Yogi Ferrell's character. He didn't whine, sulk, he went to work.
Last year, I don't think I would have had that same mindset, just because, I didn't have that confidence.
The greatest strength he has to have for this team is leadership. I think a great leader, the others have a fear of letting that person down. That's hard for people to grasp at any age. It's certainly hard for college players to grasp. but the ones that grasp it end up being ridiculously successful. He can be that good.